Welcome to the Disneyland Forever podcast, your source for all things from the happiest place on earth. For more updates, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Disneyland Forever, and you can check out our website, DisneylandForever.com. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
It's Jordan.
And Daniel.
And happy officially 70 years to Disneyland today.
To the date. May your concrete in the park not be soft and squishy. May the bathrooms work. And may there be drinking fountains.
Yeah, and may there not be any gas leaks as well. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, just look up.
Look it up.
Just put
Opening
Google,
day.
just Google Disneyland Black Sunday. That's all you have to do. And then just sit back and relax and enjoy a wonderful story. But yeah, 70 years.
Crazy.
70 years.
It's weird though, because when we go to like the foreign parks, it's just weird how you think that Disney is such like a long-lasting legacy of people's lives, and it is.
It is.
But if someone's like 80 years old, it was not part of their childhood. I mean, Disney movies probably, but
not Disneyland.
It's just it's interesting how it's been there for a while, but it's not like eternal. So
Yeah, but we're also thinking of like, I mean, it makes a difference when you visit like Hong Kong, which is only celebrating its 20th anniversary.
yeah.
And then compared to Disneyland, which has been there, 50 years longer. I remember, I've told you this many times, but like, I still remember when me and my family were there on the day they started the 50th anniversary celebration. It was in May of 2005, but they started the big 50-year celebration. I was like, that's so cool. It's so old, 50 years. And I'm like, we were young.
And naive. Why was it in May?
That was when they just started the celebration.
Oh, that's weird.
They started the celebration in May this year.
Oh, I guess technically, yeah.
Yeah. I think they did it because I remember it was May 5th, 2005, and just because if you looked at it, it was 05. And on the 50th. So everything was fives. I think that's why they did it. But yeah, at any rate, so if you love Disneyland, just have extra reason to be happy today.
If you don't love Disneyland, why are you listening to us?
This is an interesting podcast for you to have turned on.
Strange. Welcome, but strange.
So what we want to do today is we're going to finish talking about our little bit of history of the 5 original lands at Disneyland, because today is the anniversary. The day you're listening to this. And so we're going to be talking about Fantasyland. And then we also, because it is actually Disneyland's 70th anniversary, we want to give our little mini reviews on the entertainment that's going on right now for the 70th anniversary celebration. So we're going to give both of those.
The entertainment is that I will be there every day.
No, you're not going to be there every day.
Greeting everyone and singing to them.
Please don't.
It would be entertaining, but not in a good way, probably.
Disneyland would probably escort you off the property.
Yeah.
Like, hello, sir. Would you please leave?
Without a fuss. Simpsons reference.
Okay. We have a new review.
We do. From London, 1981. They said, great conversation. As a person who considers themselves a Disneyland pro, sometimes these podcasts seem like repeated information or people who think they know the most, especially when they all get their information from the same source. These guys are down to earth and keep it real. Discovered them on a long flight and binged it the whole way home. Looking forward to more episodes.
Oh.
Thank you.
That's quite the compliment if you felt like you could
How long
binge
was
it.
this flight? That was May 2nd of 2025. And we've been doing this for, 2 years or 3? I don't know.
Oh, I don't think they mean the entire, hopefully not the entire podcast.
I mean...
Good gracious, how long was your flight?
From Dubai to the moon.
What airline do you fly?
Moon Airlines.
Blue Origin out of Dubai?
Sure.
Anyway, so thank you for that. We're glad that you enjoy it. And that things are coming across well, because I think that's what we try to do. It's not just give the same information over and over and over again. But thank you for everyone who's left reviews and who's been helping us out. It's a great way to help us get discovered, so that people know that you enjoy us and that they should listen to us too. So thank you. And if you haven't done so, leave a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or Audible. And if you can take a little bit more time, we really appreciate those 5-star reviews on Apple as well, because we love reading them. And if you've sent me one in Instagram and I haven't read it yet, we haven't read it, can you just send a little note, because it's gotten lost down in our inbox. So just send a little note to just push it up to the top, and then we'll I will send it to Dan immediately instead of I'll do that later. I forget about
That note could just say, hey.
It really can. That's all you need to do. Just get it back up to the top, and then we'll read it. So thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Some news, of course, after we published last week, that's when they decided to start all the news again, which I think really should have been expected because there's a lot to announce.
Well, and probably as this has come out, they'll probably say this is the last year of Disneyland's operation. They will cease to operate and demolish.
Sure.
In 2026.
I'm sure that's exactly what they're going to announce. So the first thing, and it's weird to be talking about Halloween again already, but they did announce that Mickey's Autumn Breakfast Adventures or Mickey's Autumn Adventures Breakfast and Brunch buffet is going to be returning to the Storytellers Cafe.
Could they have any more words?
Yes. And so this is going to be running the whole Halloween season. So that's August 22nd through October 31st. And that's going to be breakfast and brunch. And it is, just as a review, $69 per adult and $39 per child.
Which is only like 3 to 9. If you have a 10-year-old,
3 to 9.
Still they're adults.
But remember, if they are under 3, free.
Yeah, bring all the toddlers you
Bring
can.
your babies.
Steal other babies.
No, do not do that. In fact, scratch that. They also announced, though, that going along with it, just as they have just premiered Donald's Tales of Adventure Dinner, whatever it's called, that Donald dinner at Storytellers, they are also doing a dinner with Clarabelle, that she is hosting a dinner with friends and in the autumn season, during the Halloween season. Same time period as Mickey's. So there'll be a brief, very brief window where reservations are not going to be available. That'll be the cutoff between brunch and dinner. And then when it comes dinner time, which is going to be from 4 to 9 every night, then it'll be this dinner hosted by Clarabelle.
What does she have to do with fall?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay.
They just chose Clarabelle. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
it's
she's
kind of
cute.
fun.
I like her.
She's gaining a lot of popularity lately.
She is the queen of the drag of the, what do you call it? The Pride Night.
Yep, basically. So this dinner is going to be $79 per adult and $42 per child. It's just so much money.
Where's your EAP on that one?
It's also expensive, but that one was only $3 more than the breakfast. But for the adults, it's $10 more.
That's how much we paid for the Bellagio seafood buffet in Vegas this past week.
I don't think there's any seafood there, like anything special, not like crab legs or anything.
Holy mother, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, dear gracious heavens.
Goodness gracious, oh my.
$79 per adult. I don't know if we will do that. Maybe. We haven't been to Storytellers in a long time. We should go back sometime. Yeah. Anyway, so that's coming. Reservations are actually now open. If you are interested, just regular Disneyland app, and you'll look for it. If you make a reservation for breakfast, it's going to be for Mickey's, and if it's for dinner, it's going to be Clarabelle's. Just FYI. Okay. Other thing, I'm going to go with less consequential things for a second. So on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, the cast of Freakier Friday surprised everyone by they did like this little pop-up event in Tomorrowland. On the Tomorrowland Terrace stage. And so it was Jamie Lee Curtis, and I think Lindsay Lohan was there too. I know I saw pictures of Jamie Lee Curtis was there. And they introduced the original band Pink Slip, which I had to remember for a second, like, what is that? Like, oh yeah, it's Lindsay Lohan's band in the original movie. They had those original characters come back and they did a performance for guests. It was a surprise event. No one knew it was happening, but it was to promote the new film Freakier Friday, which is opening soon.
Oh,
so that was just fun. Like everyone was like, "Hey,
cool,
this happened." So you were lucky if you were at the park this last Tuesday. Also, some other websites have noted, and I guess it is worth bringing up, that the prices of quite a number of food items across both parks suddenly went up. Some of them more drastically than others. I said on average it went up from anywhere from like 40 cents or like 30, like a few cents to like $1.25. It's just that Disneyland's food is already known for being kind of pricey anyway.
Yeah, especially it's frustrating when they increase the price of like the Dasanis,
a lot of beverages,
fountain drinks and stuff. Or was it like the fountain drinks only cost like 3 cents for them to do? Like, really, we're gonna gouge people?
A regular fountain drink will now cost you $5.
It's ridiculous.
That's the regular, and the large will cost you $5.79, I believe it was.
Or an arm or a leg or a firstborn child.
There's also a couple of restaurants, including the Hungry Bear, which just every menu item went up. I think it was like the Hungry Bear, Alien Pizza Planet, and the Golden Horseshoe. Like pretty much everything went up in price. There was a number of other restaurants that many items went up. Maybe not all of them, but many went up. Your cold brews, if you're a big fan of cold brews, they all went up.
I swear that some of the prices had gone down, or at least we were just not as aware of them lately. And then all of a sudden they're like, nope.
I think it was inevitable. Prices everywhere are going up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of inevitable that now at the parks, they're going up too, which is unfortunate. But
yeah.
So just kind of be aware. There's nothing we can do about it.
Bring water bottles from Costco. They're like $3 for a whole case of them.
Do not spend your money on a Dasani water bottle at Disneyland. It's just so expensive. Because now I think it's closer to $5.
Yeah.
It's too much money. I remember when we were complaining when it was $4.
Yeah.
Now it's almost $5.
Crazy.
Okay, on to more consequential things, which are actually pertinent to this week. So, first of all, you mentioned this as well, and I honestly, I didn't know it either, that Lillian Disney, Walt's wife, she has never been honored with a window on Main Street USA before. But this past week, they just unveiled a new window honoring her. It can be found near the Disney Showcase store on Main Street. So it's pretty close to the Opera House. It's on the second floor, and on it, it says, I think I kept the picture up so I can read it. Yep. The window says, Lily's Bountiful Blooms, Flowers and Fancies, and then in kind of hard to read script, but it says Lillian Bounds Disney, which I believe Bounds is her maiden name.
Or she Disney bounded Disney.
And then underneath this is Inspiring Worlds of Color and Happiness. And the people who posted this, the Walt Disney World News Today, they actually pointed out that there is a plush of Mickey sitting on a little chair next to it. And they said it's probably a reference to the fact that it was reportedly Lillian's idea to not name Mickey Mortimer, but to instead.
I think it's pretty well known.
It's well known, but it's not.
It's 100% verified.
There is some dispute about whether or not it's true, but it's pretty widely held that it's true. So that's now in Main Street. So just in time for these other things we're talking about. So this week they did release all the first footage of the Walt Disney audio animatronic at Walt Disney Magical Life on Main Street.
I think it looks amazing. People are
like,
it doesn't look anything like Walt Disney. Yes, it does.
First of all, yes, it does.
Have you seen some of the presidents in the Hall of Presidents? Have you seen a lot of them yet?
I've noticed that Disney, when they're trying to make it look like a real historical figure, like a real person,
they've struggled.
They struggle a little bit. So with that in mind, I'm like this, and his mannerisms were quite good.
I think Lincoln's always looked good, but of course we don't have file footage.
They're going off of his death mask. That's all they have. So I don't know. Obviously, we don't have a death mask for Walt Disney because that'd be creepy. But I think it looks great. I don't think they ever look 100%, but I'm just more judging based off the quality of the figure, and it looks really good.
Now, in true Disney fashion, when they make these complicated animatronics, how often will it break?
Every day.
I assume it will.
I actually assume it will.
Tiana's does it constantly now. Everything breaks.
Yeah, so I think it looks good. I'm very excited to see it. The other thing about it, though, is that they did announce that this attraction is only going to be operating for right now with a virtual queue. So it opens today. The day you're listening to this is the day it opens to the public, but you have to use a virtual queue in order to access it. So the virtual queue, just like any other virtual queue, and I think we've done an episode on this in the past, but just refresh your memory, you have to have a valid park ticket with a park reservation, and the first queue opens up at 7. If you have a reservation for Disneyland Park, you can join the queue starting at 7 a.m. And then if you have either a reservation for Disneyland Park or a park hopper ticket, then you could also try joining at 12.
Is that what it was?
Yes, it's 7 and 12.
And for the 7 o'clock one, you don't have to be in the park because it's not open yet.
No, you don't have to be in the park.
Make sure, go and listen to our episode, but keep refreshing it essentially. So get on there a couple minutes before. Excuse me. Refresh it constantly.
Are you doing okay?
Got the hiccups for some reason. Yay!
Yeah, that's how it's going to go right now. I know you were asking, like, why are they doing virtual queue with this?
There's no place to hold people.
There's literally no queue for that ride. So if they don't do it, then the whole Disney gallery and out into Main Street is just going to be crammed full of people trying to get into the show. So instead, they're doing a virtual queue so they can control how many people are in there at once. I don't know how long this will last. It's very difficult to say because it depends on how many people want to just keep going back.
Yeah, probably not more than a few weeks, but
that's my guess. So just kind of be aware. If you do want to see it, grab that virtual queue. I don't imagine after a couple of weeks that it's going to be the world's most difficult virtual queue to get, but you're still going to have to get it until they announce otherwise.
Yeah.
And then even then, I think it's going to be a pretty full show for a while because they haven't had a new show in the Opera House for ages.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very popular for a while. So just FYI about that. And that is the news.
And as we reported before, but we forgot when we went on it, Small World, as of today, supposedly has the new verse.
Yes, and they have a new, in the Main Street Cinema, a tribute to the Sherman Brothers.
Yep.
It's tied into the Small World verse, actually.
Huh.
So, okay, so let's briefly talk about Fantasyland. A little bit about the history of Fantasyland. This is
the concluding installment of our long-running
fun
segment.
fact. Fantasyland is one of my least favorite lands, and I don't know why. Because I love the attractions.
Because you don't
I think they're quintessentially Disneyland.
You don't like childhood happiness and dreams?
I do, but I don't know why. It's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the quality of it, because it's great. It's just not my cup of tea. Even though I like to ride in a cup of tea.
Yes, and do Alice.
Yes.
But, okay. I mean, it's not mine either, but yeah, when usually we'll have some time and I'll say, all the rides are only 5 minutes. And then he's like,
They're not 5 minutes. It's when you say they're only 20 minutes each. And I'm like, that's as long as they get.
I mean, yeah, like Peter Pan, yes, but I don't know. I get it. They're not necessarily thrill rides either. So
that's not really the reason why, but at any rate. So Fantasyland, obviously this is like like I said, it's quintessentially Disneyland. I don't think you can get more like what is the heart of Disneyland without these dark rides and everything else that's in Fantasyland.
Other than opening day, look at this microscope and this clock and
what?
the Tomorrowland stuff.
I'm talking about like what actually classifies as Disneyland,
right.
not what one's there, because you could go on and on for a while on that one. So Fantasyland, when it opened in 1955, looked decidedly different than it does today, because actually the whole land was rearranged completely differently, all wedged into the space between Peter Pan and Mr. Toad and what is now Pinocchio and Snow White. Wedged in that little triangle was the carousel and Dumbo and the Mad Tea Party with Casey Jr. where it basically is now, and a big pirate ship back there too.
So what was over with Alice? Nothing? Huh.
It was just Alice, but it opened later.
Yeah.
That wasn't an original to 1955, but it was very jam-packed back there.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to look like a Bavarian village like you see it now. Or not, I shouldn't say a Bavarian village because it's actually not that way. I'll talk about it in a second. But if you've ever been to Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom, that Fantasyland is still a little bit more like it was in Disneyland when it first opened. The entrances were more like a Renaissance fair, and so they just had like little fabric canopies in front of every ride with a label of what the ride was. And that was kind of the aesthetic for all of Fantasyland. And then in 1983, they completely changed Fantasyland. They moved things around because they realized this is too much of a bottleneck, having all these attractions here all together. So they pushed the carousel back a little bit, moved the Mad Tea Party over in front of Alice, and then moved Dumbo back. And then they did away with the Renaissance Fair entrances and instead went for a fairy tale village. I like to think of it as a fairy tale village because actually the exterior of every ride is built in the aesthetic of the country where that ride takes place. So Snow White's Enchanted Witch has more of a German Bavarian village feel. But Peter Pan's flight is much more like
Victorian England.
I would even say older than that, but like England.
Yeah.
And so is Mr. Toad looks like an old English manor house.
Yeah.
And then Pinocchio, which opened in 1983 with this expansion, looks more Italian-esque. And then you've got Alice over there, which is in Wonderland. But that was that was the point, was to kind of change it all up a little bit. The other really interesting thing about 1983 was it was the second time that the drawbridge was lowered. And I don't need to ask you, like when the drawbridge was first lowered at the castle.
The first day.
The very first day.
Yeah.
I'm going to debunk this myth right now, because people always say, ergo, Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland is the only castle with a working drawbridge. Is that true or false? Do you know?
Is it false now?
It is false now.
They changed it.
Because after a while, they removed all the mechanisms and made the drawbridge permanent. Like it cannot raise and lower anymore. It was the only castle to have a working drawbridge. None of the other castles have ever been built with that idea in mind. And at one point in time, Disneyland's did. It no longer does. So interesting fact about that. A couple other interesting facts about it. The Fantasy in the Sky fireworks show. That was the very first fireworks show that Disney ever produced, and it was there for decades. It opened in 1956.
Really?
Yeah, that's how long fireworks have been a part of Disneyland. So Disneyland's been open 70 years. Fireworks have been going on for 69 years.
Like your bedtime kiss or something?
A kiss goodnight.
Yeah.
Is what Walt supposedly called it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then Tinkerbell made her first flight over the castle in 1961.
I would have thought that would be more modern.
You know, me too.
How did they not die?
I don't know. And then also I mentioned that there was a pirate ship when Disneyland first opened. It was called the Chicken of the Sea pirate ship because in it was a restaurant sponsored by Chicken of the Sea. So that means that it served
Tuna.
Yep.
Jordan would have loved that smell.
Yep. It was mostly tuna sandwiches. I'm like,
your favorite.
Nummy. So that was actually at the park until 1982. And they only removed it. I mean, at one point in time, it was called Captain Hook's Galley or something like that. But they only removed the pirate ship because they needed the space. That's where Dumbo now sits.
Oh.
Is where the pirate ship was. But people loved it. They're
Did
like,
it look cool?
Kinda. Yeah. Kinda. It was fine. It's like, oh, look, a pirate ship. But I think what they put there now makes a lot more thematic sense. I don't know. Maybe let me know if you remember seeing the pirate ship. That'd be interesting.
Not me.
Well, no, this closed when you were just like
1 year old.
1 year old. But another couple interesting things. So the Fantasyland Theater, back in the back of Fantasyland, that was first created as a teen nightclub called Videopolis. This is actually the nightclub that is responsible for the introduction of the churro to Disneyland because they brought the churro snack.
They wanted something like portable.
They wanted something portable and novel to that area. So they brought over the churro, and it outlived Videopolis many, many, many years.
What in the world does a Videopolis have to do with a Fantasyland?
Nothing. That's just where they had the space.
Okay.
So it was a teen nightclub. It didn't last for a terribly long time. It was fairly successful, but then eventually they changed it to the Fantasyland Theater, and they've had a slew of productions since then. But that's why that was built back there in the first place, and why it kind of makes sense that it's used for that Pixar Party Pals playtime picnic area. I don't know. Whatever they call it now. It works really well for that because it was designed to be more of a dance space. Also, in case you guys didn't know, back in 1995, for Disneyland's 40th anniversary, they buried a time capsule in front of the castle. It is meant to be opened in 10 years.
2035?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know. But they buried it as part of the 40th anniversary, and apparently they want to open it on the 80th.
40, yeah.
So that's going to be open on the 80th anniversary. And then also, something that you might have noticed that there is a crest over the archway through the castle when you walk through. That is a real crest. It's Walt Disney's family crest. They put it there. There's a lot of lore behind it and the reasonings why he chose that one or like why I don't know. There's all these different things about it. But that is what the crest is supposed to be. I'm trying to remember what other things. Obviously, going along with the Tomorrowland one we talked about, the Matterhorn is the only attraction to have ever moved lands.
It did not move positions.
No, but it used to be listed as part of Tomorrowland, and then they changed it to Fantasyland.
It makes sense in neither, but that's okay.
It makes a little bit more sense now because you kind of can see it over these buildings, and it looks like it's just part of, like, in the distance from the village.
It's like a background.
It's kind of cool.
And obviously Small World wasn't there until after the World's Fair, and then they moved it from after 1961.
1969. 1969. It's 1965. That's when that was moved.
Oh, but 61 was the World's Fair, right?
No, 1964.
Oh, 64. Oh, that's right. Toy.
And then also, you might know this little, like, behind Edelweiss Snacks, there's this little, like, dining area over into the water. That used to be the loading area for something called the Motorboat Cruise, which at one point in time was also themed after the gummy bears.
I wanted that.
No one did. It was actually a bunch of just plywood flats.
But I love the Gummy Bear show.
Yeah.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Also, Fantasyland has had like 3 different versions of the Autopia over the years. The Junior Autopia, the Midget Autopia, which, yes, are different things. The Midget Autopia was for much, much, much smaller kids, like tiny children. And then they also had their own loading area for the regular Autopia. At one point in time, there was the Fantasyland Autopia and the Tomorrowland Autopia. And I remember that. And they were the 2 different tracks, but it was the same ride. They closed that down. So it's just the one loading area for all the Autopia. And for a time, you could still see the loading area for the Skyway. That's long been removed now. You can kind of, if you know where to look, you can kind of see where the walkway could have been. But yeah, they did remove the building eventually, so you can't see that anymore.
And it used to go through the Matterhorn.
Yes.
I actually think I went on that once, but I don't know for sure.
There's other small things that we can talk about with Fantasyland, but it gets into like kind of the minutia of things. But I think maybe it's because it just doesn't have as much history floating through it. It does, but it doesn't, and so that's maybe one reason why I don't absolutely love
history.
It. Because it has remained largely the same, since 1983. Not like it needs to change.
Yeah.
Well, Pinocchio I think should be updated, but that's just me. Okay, so that's Fantasyland, really in a nutshell about everything. So. Sorry if Fantasyland is your favorite land, and I just kind of crapped on it a little bit. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It surprises me, too, that it's not my favorite. But that's what it is. All right. So now that it is Disneyland's 70th anniversary, we wanted to kind of go through and share our thoughts and reviews of some of the special entertainment that's going on right now for the 70th. And remember, it's going on for another year. On and off, depending on
half-ish, right? Wasn't it? I think it was like
no, it's like
a year and something.
A year and a bit.
Change.
And some of this is not going to be around for different seasons because they have other things. But for the most part, this is the stuff that you can enjoy. What shall we start with?
Better Together.
So we haven't seen this since the 70th, the return for the 70th, but it was there last summer.
Yeah. So it's the Pixar-themed daytime parade in California Adventure. It's cute. I like the music, thankfully. Sometimes these like shoddily put together parades that Disney does have horrible music, obviously. It's still a shoddily made parade, but the music's good. So it's just got a bunch of Pixar characters and floats.
There's a couple of floats I think were really well done. I actually do really love the Turning Red float. I think that one's really cool.
Yeah, the Luca one is just terrible.
The problem with the Luca float isn't the idea, it's the execution.
Yeah, execution is terrible.
Because I think the idea is great, but
it's like they're swimming in water. It's
hard to see when you're like eye level with them because they're actually above you.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to make that out.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it. It's a cute parade. I think that you're going to enjoy it. I wouldn't wait more than 15 minutes.
Oh, you don't need to.
I would not wait more than like 15 minutes, maybe half hour max to watch that parade. It is cute. Like I said, the music's good. I really do like the music a lot. But
there's a lot of viewing areas. There are places you are not allowed to stand, but you may not know that till a little bit later, so be flexible.
Yeah.
Like you'll be standing somewhere and then the cast members say this area is not a viewing area. So
let's go over and should we stick at DCA or go over to Disneyland for a second?
Stick at DCA.
All right, so that would mean that we're doing World of Color Happiness.
Yes.
This has gotten a lot of negative reviews.
I still liked it. I can kind of tell why people didn't like it as much because the storyline isn't quite as obvious, but I think it's amazing. Any World of Color show, whenever there's fountains and this has fire still, and just the newest projections that they've been doing lately are just so crisp and so amazing.
I actually appreciate with World of Color Happiness that it doesn't rely so heavily on projections.
Yeah.
like there were some versions of World of Color where I'm like, this is basically watch the projections and you can't really see even what the fountains are doing anyway because we want you to be looking at the projections.
Right.
This one, there are projections, but it's about the color.
It's artistic.
It's about the fountains. It's about other things that they can do, the other elements coming together, and I appreciate that.
It felt like the original World of Color, they were just showing footage of the movies, which didn't always, you couldn't see them as well, or they were like kind of blurred. So now they've done more artistic rendering of things, and I think it's just really cool.
I honestly don't understand why it's gotten so much negative feedback. I can get people saying it's not as good as the original because I don't think it is as good as the original, but I really enjoy it. I think it's cute. I liked it a lot. I love listening to the music. I thought it was well done. So I just at the end was like, I don't know why it has gotten so much hate.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Obviously, the Muppets pre-show that's not a permanent thing, right?
I don't know if they have an announcement of when it's going to leave.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so hilarious. It's pretty much a safety spiel of World of Color.
Didn't think you'd need one, did you?
No.
So far, well, let's go back. So with Better Together, if you were to give it a ranking out of 5.
3.
I would say the same thing. What about World of Color Happiness?
4.
Yes. 3.5 to 4 for me. Probably more like 4. All right, let's go over to Disneyland and let's talk about Wondrous Journeys. Fireworks show. Sometimes
amazing.
has projections on the castle, sometimes doesn't. Apparently they were broken that week that we were there.
Okay.
But anyway, so Wondrous Journeys.
Always amazing. My only qualm, and it's not really a qualm, but is just that it's nothing new for the 70th. I get kind of why they want to have some nostalgic stuff. It also could come across as like lazy, like they're not doing something new. But by itself, I absolutely love the show. The music is amazing. The storyline is both cute and telling, and they have all the different characters. Like from I think it's like 98% of the movies, if it's not 100%.
Vast majority.
Yeah.
As someone who geeks out over Disney animation, that's just everything for me is Wondrous Journeys because it's just a celebration of Disney animation. And I think that's the important thing to go in remembering when you're watching the show is it's about Disney animation. That's another reason why it works so well without the fireworks. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, fireworks, I prefer on the nights when it doesn't have fireworks. I'm like, stop getting in the way. I want to see the show.
And that's why we still recommend watching it somewhere along Main Street, because if you just kind of turn around back and forth, you can see so many different characters.
It feels so immersive.
Yeah.
Obviously, watching it from Small World, I think, is a good second.
Yeah.
But if I would recommend Main Street more than anything. But
I love fireworks still. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Fireworks are great, but there's just sometimes where I'm like, I'm busy looking at the projections and listening to music. It's so good. Out of 5.
4.5.
I'd say 5.
Yeah.
For me. I've always liked that show a little bit more than you, though.
It's great. Yeah. My favorite's still Happily Ever After in Disney World.
Yes, it is. Okay, and so then the last one, Paint the Night.
So it's the nighttime light up show, kind of like the Main Street Electrical Parade idea that premiered before COVID. I can't remember how many years. Like 2
it was
years.
part of the 60th.
That's right. Absolutely amazing. So great. I don't understand some of the like technical aspects of it, like the last float, how it's these circles that are like intertwining or something. And just the actual like lighting effects and the floats. I mean, obviously Main Street Electrical Parade is amazing, but it didn't have anything like crazy technically. And this just elevates it. So it's so great.
And for those of you who are not familiar with it, Owl City wrote the song When Can I See You Again, which is the bass song for the whole show. And apparently he arranged all the music for the parade.
Yeah, it's not the exact same as When Can I See You Again from the movie.
But like he did all the music because we're like arranging all of it, and it's really, really fun. I love the subtle updates that they've done in the parade. Like the Monsters Inc. float has a lot of Monsters University stuff added in, which was not a thing when the parade first premiered. I do appreciate that the last float, I do miss that it used to be Zippity Doodah, but I do appreciate that it's because it's there for the 70th, then they've changed it to the song Celebrate Happy, which is the theme song for the fun. 70th. It's just stunning, and I just think it was so well thought through of like, what can we do with lights at night that you just can't do any other time. The music is great, the floats are great, the dancing is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just very mesmerizing and fun. So,
okay, out of 5.
Probably a 5.
I'd say 6.
Yeah, I know you would.
I love that show so much. The downside to Paint the Night is that it is so popular right now. You have to get a spot early because apparently it does happen on a regular basis, semi-regular basis,
say, like,
that they're out of seating
Don't come
space.
here. The second show, though,
It's an option.
is an option. You just have to stay up really late. But yeah, it's very, very much less busy.
If you are able to see the first parade, one of the nice things is if you're along Main Street, which that means you have to be there at like 2 p.m., is that as soon as the parade's done, that you can just go out. You can just stand up, walk in the middle of Main Street, and as soon as the parade is over, they start the fireworks. So
Yes, that is one benefit. But don't get there at 2. If you're going to try to do the first...
officially, Disney doesn't let you
No.
line up until 2 hours before.
We've seen people put blankets out.
And you're officially not supposed to.
Yeah. I would say if you absolutely have to do it and you can only do the first one, go about an hour early at least. So
Yeah, unfortunately for that. We don't normally say that, but it's just stayed so consistently popular, and I think it's going to be that way for a while. So that's all the specialty entertainment that's going on. And I know that what we've listed off was only one new show. That's my only issue. It is an issue I have too.
Yeah. It's like, why can't you come up with, or maybe they knew that it was popular stuff that they had whipped
Oh, people
out
had been
from under
asking
us.
Paint the Night and
yeah.
and for Wondrous Journeys for years.
Especially when they spent all this time making these things and then they weren't there for very long, either of them. So
Better Together was a surprise. Yeah. It was like, oh,
okay.
all right.
Pixar Fest was
Last year.
not great.
No, it wasn't. But
Not popular either. No one went to Disneyland last year.
Nope. And from what I understand, attendance might still be down, actually, but I'm not 100% sure. Disney doesn't release numbers. So, at any rate, hopefully you are all enjoying Disneyland's 70th birthday. We actually celebrate it every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Hopefully y'all get to go at least once.
We've been once on its birthday. Luckily, it was like the 62nd or something, so it was not a big milestone, so it wasn't that crowded. I am more than happy to not be there today because the crowds are going to be insane.
Yeah. But definitely try to go some other time during the celebration, if you can. Yes.
With that, if you can, and then you can use our friends at Getaway Today to help you book that trip.
Yes. Good segue.
And they know what they're doing a lot. They've already been several times this season. They know what's going on. So they're great for some advice as well. Use the link in the description to book your tickets or book your hotel or both.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We have not posted well lately. We need to start doing
We've
that.
been out of town for a few days. That doesn't help.
That's true.
On a non-Disney related thing. And then make sure you also subscribe to the podcast to get new episodes as they drop. Appreciate those of you who have been sending in your questions as well, because they've been hearing from us.
Yes.
I got several questions over the weekend. So nice. And then we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.